Good morning, everybody. As you know, like to have a cup of coffee, watch dogs in the morning. If you watch any of my videos, you'll probably see a bunch of dog play. But I wanted to talk to you guys about snakes. Yeah, that's something that I'm from South Florida, so yeah, we got a lot of snakes in South Florida. I was raised in North Florida for half of my growing up until elementary school, and from middle school and in high school I lived down in South Florida, so you don't have as many snakes up there. But living in North Florida, we lived in the woods, and sometimes you hear a country accent come across, southern accent, I guess is what you want to call it. And that's from living up there. My dad would like to hunt. He was a big hunter, big sportsman. Loved to go out, hunt all kinds of things: boar, turkey, deer. And then he became a trapper. Later on in his life, he liked to trap things. He trapped raccoons, he trapped bobcats, he trapped just you name it. Whatever was in the woods in North Florida, southern Georgia, he trapped. And he had a mount. It was his artwork is what he called it. And he had mounts of everything. When I went up and he passed away, I had to clear out the place, and I just ended up donating a lot of the mounts to one of the local museums, and a lot of the work was done right there locally, and all the animals were right out of the local woods there. And there was a realtor downtown Madison, Florida, and they came out and they got a couple mounts from me. They actually purchased a few mounts, and I gave them a couple mounts too. What it was they had the school kids would do a little tours and stuff of the town, elementary school, and they would go to this realtor's office, and because they had a bunch of mounts. And so I was like, yeah, here you go. I hooked them up. If it moved in the woods, he mounted it. He had a mount of rattlesnake. He had two different rattlesnake mounts. One that was a hat for hats to hang your hat on. Not a coat rack, but a hat rack. And with a mount of rattlesnake on the back of it. And he had the hooves of the white-tailed deer to hang the hats on and stuff. That was an interesting piece. Then he had a striking rattlesnake that was mounted. And he would find these on the side of the road, and he had it in the back of his truck. He had a catcher where he'd catch that rattlesnake. So he was all hooked up for that. But I want to talk to you about snakes down here in Costa Rica. They're everywhere. You got to be careful, especially up here in the hills, the mountains. You say, oh yeah, let's go for a hike. Yeah, you must be careful. They've got the eyelash vipers. Some of the most poisonous some of those poisonous snakes in the world are right here in Costa Rica. And I want you to do a little research, check it out on Google, check it out on wherever you want to check it out. But man, they've got the bushwhacker. That thing is a huge snake, huge. It's like python huge, and it kills. They call them matatoros or mataburros. Oh my God. They kill bulls. They're so strong, There's a bunch of Spanish names for the snakes, but you just check it out online and you'll see how many snakes they have. They have the fer de lance. It's like a rattlesnake without a rattle. It's super, super territorial. The thing will come at you. My buddy's been walking his dogs on the side of the mountain in Playa Hermosa, and he lived up on the side of the mountain. He goes up the side of the mountain, and the snake, he's telling me about how he's had to get out of there because the snakes are trying to get him. The fer de lances are trying to attack him and his dogs. So those things are vicious. There's the green vipers. You just need to check it out. We keep the yard here cut. Really on it all the time. Always checking around in the bushes for snakes. I've come across one time a baby fer de lance that was on my son's bicycle. So if he would have grabbed the bicycle and took off and went riding, he would have got bit. And it's a baby fer de lance, so he would have got all the venom injected into him, most likely would have died. So you gotta always check for snakes before you start any kind of work. Don't just grab it and go. check it first. Take your time. Not in a hurry down here. Everything's on a slower pace. You get things done when things get done. There's a saying that says, if God's willing, se Dios quiere. So whenever I used to have a restaurant in Playa Hermosa, and we'd ask, okay, well, we'll see you next week. And everybody would be like, se Dios quiere. If God's willing, you'll see me next week. Because you just don't know. This place will kill you. Costa Rica is notorious for killing tourists that come down and be on a tour. A couple years back, a bunch of guys came down for a bachelor party, and they went whitewater rafting. A lot of the guys didn't come back. So it's just horrible hearing stuff like that, and you see it on the news. I like to keep current with a couple of English newspapers. One of them is amcostarica.com. These are all online. And another one has been here forever. It's called Tico Times. And you can go www.ticotimes. I don't know if it's com or whatever. But yeah, the Tico Times has been down here. I've been down here since I moved down here in 1996, and I've been reading that when it was in publication in paper before the internet got big. I've been down here just living on the beach, enjoying surfing, enjoying the lifestyle, laid back kind of Costa Rican lifestyle that it is. You know, married a Costa Rican girl, have a son together. I started working. I work in tourism. I worked bartender, worked in restaurants, receptionist, bartender. I opened up, get away from me, go over there. I opened up the Marriott Los Sueños. I was part of the crew that went in there and opened up everything. Started out there. That was, I guess, in 2000. 1999 and 2000 is when that all started. Now it's huge. Los Sueños Marriott. And they have there's condominiums. There's a marina. And that's in just north of Jaco Beach. The place is called Herradura. Playa Herradura. It's the Horseshoe. Really good surf spot on the island there. There's an island to the left, to the south of the bay. And when it gets big and there's a lot of west in the swell, man, that place goes off. I remember surfing there. You catch wave on the outside and you get toward the inside. There's a little barreling section. Really good. And if you're into snorkeling and diving, excellent place to go check out for snorkeling and diving and whatnot too when it's flat. Really beautiful. I suggest that if you're in the Jaco area, check that out. If you're surfing and you've got a good west coming in, the west swells are mostly around this time with September, October, November. You get some west swells coming through, and a lot of places will light up. Another place to be Roca Loca. It's a little place that's right in between Jaco and Playa Hermosa. It's a cliff. You got to go down the trail, the cliff. There's a little channel kind of cut in the rocks, the reef there, and you paddle out through the channel, and then you get into deep water out there, and there's a rock, and the wave usually breaks right in front of the rock, but when it's got a lot of west, it breaks off to the right of the rock. I'd say to the north of the rock. I've seen some professional surfers out there, man, catching it on the way out on the out back and just ripping it all the way right in front of the rock, just going straight up vertical and smacking the lip. Man, and there's a little barrel section right there too. It's unreal. Shh. Bella, don't be digging over there. She likes to dig. Most dogs do. She's a digger. I gotta fill in all these holes every day. So, back to the snakes. Keep everything nice and clean. Keep your lawn trimmed up. Don't keep a lot of brush around to draw the critters in that the snakes like to eat. Rats and mice and stuff like that. Try to keep everything clean and you have less issues with snakes. But check it out before you come down. For me, if I'm gonna do any trimming or if I'm gonna do any cutting down of any of this stuff out here, I always check it first to make sure I don't have something just hanging out in the area. Snake up in these leaves, or snake up in the palms, or a snake up over here, you know. I just give it a little once over real quick before I start working on it. In the trees also, when I go and get in the trees and trim up these avocado trees, I definitely keep an eye out for snakes at all times, because they'll see you before you see them. They blend in with the flora fauna, they'll blend in with the trees. You won't know what's going on. Next thing you know, you'll be on your way to a hospital, hoping to God you know what snake it was that bit you. And if you got a chance to kill it and take it with you. And if not, they're gonna give you some anti-venom there in the emergency room. Most of the hospitals and clinics carry that. I haven't heard of anybody around here getting bit or anything, but if you go up in these, I'm in the foothills here, river basin. If you start going up in the foothills, you'll see them. You'll find them, that's for sure. They're really easy to find. Be careful if you go hiking, especially come out here to the Chiripo. You come out here, you definitely want to be careful. Just keep your eyes open. I mean, definitely looking up and down and everywhere, because they could be above you, they could be below you, they could be under the brush, they could be hiding in the daytime, you know, chilling. They could be out getting the sun. Yeah, you just definitely want to be careful of them. So that's just covering some snakes as I'm watching the dogs. I thought I'd talk to you guys about that real quick. So if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. It helps us out, trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so I can start making some money on this. That'd be great. Doing some YouTube videos, people watching it. I'd like to get up there. I'd like to become a YouTuber, I guess is what you call us, making videos. It's just some educational videos. I like to help people out, and I had a tour. I used to do tours and stuff with people, and we do real educational tours and stuff. And if you're interested, I still have the tour business running. I just don't have a website up and running right now. I'm gonna work on that. Everything takes time and money, of course. And the older you get, the less time you get. So we're working on that. And but you can definitely send me a comment, send me an email. I'll have to put my email in there. Start putting my emails on all the videos, so you can send me an email if you like. And please, no scammers. I don't need any spam either. It's just always great to go through your emails and full of spam and scammers and whatnot. People who are really interested in getting to know what's happening in Costa Rica. Hey, so let me know. Give me a comment. I'll read the comments. I can get a hold of you. You get a hold of me. And if you want to go for a educational tour, sugarcane fields, coffee fields, anything that's up here in this area, then just let me know, and we can arrange something, of course. Most people come down, they rent a car, they don't really get to see. They go to a tourist spot, they don't really get to see what real Costa Rica looks like. I'll take you to a little soda, a little coffee shop, all natural, you know, just little places that I know that I like to eat at and stuff like that. Get back to kind of see what the real Costa Rica is like, not really what the touristy spots are. And Tamarindo's real touristy, and Jaco's super touristy, Jaco Beach, and Manuel Antonio and Capos and all that area is super touristy. But Dominicao, everybody who surfs knows these places. It can be real touristy. But I'll take you up in the hills and I'll show you around where it's not touristy. We'll go in the frontier here, go do some four-wheeling, and definitely get some, yeah, we got really great hot springs up the side of the mountain here. Got to get four-wheeling to get there. Haven't been there in a while, but it's beautiful, man. This natural hot springs coming out of the mountainside there, and these people are just regular ticos that have just turned it into kind of like a little place, you know, on their property. They can make, you know, a little something to keep going, you know, pay for food and electricity and stuff. So all right, guys, if you like it, give me a subscription, hit the like button, become a subscriber, follow my videos, and we'll talk at you later. Taking a dump. Looks like I got some work to do. Clean up all these dumps. Big dumps. Dogs take big dumps, that's for sure.